now.
Audio Jungle.
Hey, welcome to the Sports Reverends podcast. I'm joined with some legends. I got the Drew Martin, all the way from Selkirk, Manitoba. I got the coach, my big bro.
Hold on. You mean the champ?
Oh, correction.
Let's get this straight while we're here.
The champ is in the building.
2021.
What are you the champ of?
Our football fantasy drive this year.
The Sports Reverends football
Fantasy
fantasy drive. You can tell he is a rookie, and you can tell the quality of our players because he's a first-time player
First time.
and champion.
That's how it goes.
So
Beginner's luck.
Yeah.
This is.
So-
I think this is what you guys did was you hooked me on fantasy now. You really wanted my entry fee.
Well, I sat this year out just so you could win.
basically he did. Coach was just saying he hasn't won a trophy in a while, so
I needed this.
he needed
Glad I
this
can
one.
make you feel good.
Yes. So congratulations. Well, my friends, let's hear the rundown from the coach. What's going on in the show?
All right, we're going to talk briefly about our most sentimental losses. We're going to talk a lot about NFL, what happened over the weekend, which was insane, what's coming up. We're going to touch on some controversial Hall of Fame in the MLB, and we're going to go full-blown, depending on how you are, what side of the coin you are, full-blown controversy with Aaron Rodgers, and chit-chat about that. So let's start off with Drew. What is your most sentimental loss, either as a player or just as a fan?
Well, other than this past weekend, I can't use this past weekend.
You can.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, why not?
Probably. I don't even remember what year this was. I think it was 2013 NHL playoffs. The Leafs were up 4-1 the third period. Like,
Wait, isn't this multiple years where they do this? But go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
This was 4-1 with 10 minutes left. I was stamping my way to the second round, and they lost in overtime. Dion Phaneuf was flat out on the ice, not doing anything. James Reimer couldn't stop a beach ball, and that was a sad day.
I can feel your pain coming through your words here. I was thinking about this today, and I think my most sentimental loss was actually coaching Drew at Provincials. It was at LCS, and I know Dan's giving me a funny look, and I'll explain why. So LCS, our old high school, we all went there. We had JV Provincials for the first time ever. Gym was packed because we scheduled a game, obviously, in the afternoon. So you always had little kids screaming and all that stuff. It was great, phenomenal. We were doing so well, and our best player goes down. And
I didn't go down.
well, he re-injures himself, right? He re-injures himself.
I didn't go down.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Drew was playing with the handicap, but trying to keep it fair for everybody. But Hayden goes down, and I look down to the bench, and I'm like, there is absolutely no one who can replace the points, the ball handling, and the poise of Hayden Glore. And so I think we were up midway through the third quarter, and it was just absolutely downhill from there.
I think we
ended
were
up
up 20.
Yeah, okay. I didn't want to give that many gory details, but coaching expertise aside, we just got the floor wiped with us. And I'll say this is my most sentimental, just because of what it meant to the school at the time. It was JV Provincials, kind of a big thing, and the place was packed. And as soon as Hayden went down, I'm like, in my heart, because there's very few games where I know we're going to lose. And most things when I'm playing or coaching, whatever, I have a sense of, hey, we're going to at least compete. As soon as Hayden went down, I'm like, oh, man, it's done. We're gone. Impossible. So that's my most sentimental loss right now. Daniel, what is yours?
I think it has to be it was the Eastern Conference semifinals. Vince Carter versus Allen Iverson. That corner three just rimmed out, and just we never recovered. We haven't recovered. We didn't recover until we traded for Kawhi. So it's been a long stretch because it just was ugly after that with Vince, and it's so sad. And then Vince terrorized Toronto for years, and it was great. So that was probably my saddest moment.
But he still hasn't won a chip.
And also many years of Cowboys, of living of a Cowboys fan. So it's just been a tough life, really.
I feel bad for you.
Not at all.
You got one, all right? You only have one.
Hey, Cody's offering room on his Bengals bandwagon if you want to go over there.
No, I'm riding with Patrick Mahomes. He's my quarterback in my fantasy team. So it's my guy. All right, what's next, Coach?
We got to check out some One Bone shirts.
Woo!
All right, if you haven't been to One Bone, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Yeah? Okay, cool. I got my One Bone shirt on. This is a short sleeve hoodie that I got. It's awesome. Love it. You can put it on any time of the year. Works. One Bone has the comfiest shirts for bigger guys that we all are. And if you want to go check them out, Sports Revs 15 gets you 15% off your first order. And make sure you buy a whole bunch because they see our promo being used, and that helps us out and it helps you out to get a better promo code. So check them out.
Awesome. Yeah, good call. One Bone, we do need collared shirts. That's what we're hoping
for golf. Yeah.
Need some collared shirts. Thanks for that, Drew. NFL round 2. Reactions, thoughts, whatever you feel like venting about. Let's talk Bucks Rams. Daniel, why don't you start us off?
I think one of the biggest things for the Bucks was, Tom Brady has been saying it for the last about 4 or 5 weeks about how they have to prepare more, they have to get ready more, and they came out against this Rams team and they weren't ready. You don't really see that with a Tom Brady-led team very often, and it's a very pivotal game. I know they were missing a lot of players due to certain circumstances with AB and injuries with Godwin and a few others to the run game there. But we have to just give credit to Matthew Stafford when everything is falling apart in front of him. His running backs fumbling the ball. Cooper Kupp fumbles the ball for the first time, I believe, all year. His center snaps it 5 feet above his head when he's not ready. I promise you, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about, it's been a long time since I've seen like a center snap the ball like Tony Romo. When it usually happened to Tony Romo when I was watching, and it literally happened like 4 possessions later, and I was like, wow. Yet Matthew Stafford stayed aggressive, pulled it out. It was incredible. Matthew Stafford is a great quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. What are your thoughts, Drew? Anything different? Anything to add?
When it was 27-3 and the Bucks scored, I actually texted Cody and I was like, I've seen this movie before. And I fully expected the Bucks to pull this one out. And the Rams did everything in their power to let the Bucks win this game. Like, this game should have been over. Like, the Bucks looked bad in the first half, and you can't really blame them. They're dealing with so many injuries on the offensive side. Mike Evans is their only real receiving threat. No real, Fournette was back. He looked pretty good, but I like this Rams team. Cooper Kupp is just amazing. But how you let him get that open, going, we'll talk about it again with the Chiefs and Bills, but
for sure,
these last minute defenses, you have to be more prepared for. This is what you work on all week, is 2-minute offense and defense. And Rams deserve it. They should have won the game based on how it started, but I fully expected the Bucks to win.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I totally thought this was primed for a Tom Brady comeback. Got the previous issues with AB as background noise and then starting off slow, but Matthew Stafford again managed the game well, took care of his team. A little interesting that they didn't let him throw the ball a little bit at the end there, and just tried to run it through. Little questionable on that aspect, and if they trust Matthew Stafford to make those plays, especially all the fumbleitis going around. But another indicator of how difficult it is to go back to back in the NFL. Definitely one of the hardest things to do, I think, in terms of winning championships. So,
well, there's just so many guys on a team. You have to keep it healthy too, right? Absolutely.
And you'd be clicking at the right time. And we've seen it so many times. Teams start off super strong with the Cards, and just not finish strong, right? So
Drew mentioned
the reverse of that would be the Bengals, right? Like hitting the stride at the right time.
Right.
They're coming to the playoffs hot, and yeah.
I mean, speaking of the Bengals, why don't you talk about the...
Wait. I'll just say one thing. Drew mentioned the last-minute drill for the defenses need to be more prepared. The Rams' last-minute drill was unbelievable. It was really... you know what? Bengals and Kansas City obviously had great last-minute drills too, but compare the Rams to the Cowboys, right? Because that's more of a better comparison because they no timeouts. Rams got sacked, 40 seconds left, still gets up and moves the ball. Like, incredible stuff, right? So, just have to say that. Go Bengals, Titans.
Yeah, Bengals, Titans, I thought this was probably the most mismatched game of the weekend. And I thought the Titans, especially with Derrick Henry coming back, had the supreme edge. And they showed defensively. Like, they sacked Burrow how many times? 7, 8 times?
Nine
times.
9 times.
Unbelievable. But Burrow showed that he's a fighter. Like, he's a guy you want to go to battle with. And I don't think they played their best game. Defensively, they played really well. But I wouldn't want to face the Bengals. I know Kansas City's hot, but so is Tennessee. Like, Tennessee had one out without Derrick Henry. Like won the last few games there. So yeah, I like the Bengals team. And the thing about the Bengals is they're going to be good for 5-10 years now. Like, their team is so young.
Yeah.
And they've got a quarterback on a rookie contract, and
a durable running back.
Like I said a couple of years ago, like, you're not going to win after you pay your quarterback, but this is their window of the next 3-4 years with Joe Burrow.
For sure. And you have to give props to Bengals rookie kicker for having ice in his veins, and like
Evan McPherson.
Just amazing, right? Just amazing stuff. Titans. The problem is, if you're looking around at all the other teams, you're seeing Tannehill compared to these guys. Tannehill compared to Burrow. Tannehill compared to name the quarterback, and it's going to be worse.
Better than Garoppolo.
Yeah, it's better than Garoppolo. That's it. But the AFC is loaded with quarterbacks.
Young talent.
Young, yeah, exactly. So if I'm Tennessee, what do you do? I have no idea.
You already paid Henry, right? Like, I mean,
well, they've built the team to run. That's what their identity is. You don't need a quarter. You need
a game manager.
Yeah, you can.
Is Tannehill that guy though? Is the question.
Dak Prescott with that team.
Yeah, that's trouble, right? That's trouble. That's a whole nother issue. That's coaching. That's a lot of things. Why do you got to bring up Cowboys right now? All right, why do you got to bring up the Cowboys right now? CeeDee Lamb had single coverage all game. He targeted him once in the last 30 seconds. I don't know why you got to bring up the Cowboys right now.
Well, how about this? We'll flip to Green Bay, San Francisco.
There we go.
I don't want
That's better.
You can get your revenge on this one right now. I'll even let you go first.
I talked about the Packers special teams sucking.
You did.
And that it was going to bite them in the butt.
Yeah. That's
the difference in the game.
You also talked about San Fran being their kryptonite. So
block field goal and a block punt for a touchdown. That's the game.
The defense special teams outscore their offense.
Which is not surprising.
Green Bay's defense probably played their best game all year.
So good.
And
Garoppolo,
so what's the excuse?
Completed 2 passes?
Yeah. So what's the problem? Why did Green Bay lose this game? We all picked them to win.
I don't know. I think they took away after the first drive. And the first drive, they just marched down the field and scored a touchdown.
The
Yeah.
first
But I
drive
think-
was a hot knife through butter.
Yeah.
Then they got too conservative, right?
Well, no, I think San Francisco adjusted
Mm.
and Green Bay didn't.
Okay.
San Francisco adjusted. They took away Devontae Adams. Rodgers is going to look at Devontae's way if he's triple covered over anybody else.
Yeah. Something like 11
They
targets or
couldn't get
something,
the
yeah,
run-
or
They
12.
couldn't get the running game going. A.J. Dillon got hurt,
Right.
which is in a snowy day like that, you want to give it to your big
Yeah.
boy. Like
I grind it.
Aaron Jones had a great game,
Yeah.
but they needed a bit more of that thunder and lightning.
Yeah, they're definitely a combo. Definitely a combo.
Yeah. And you just got to hand it to San Fran's defense. Their offense sucked. Like Garoppolo looks terrible.
Yeah.
Trey Lance can't be worse than that.
But see, here's the thing. Like, you can't just pull Garoppolo as he is right now.
No.
He's won. He wins a playoff game. You can't just put Trey Lance in. You kind of have to ride him, right?
I know.
And
That's going to be a problem. What do you do if he makes the Super Bowl, right?
Exactly.
Is it like a Nick Foles situation?
Yeah, I think so. That's pretty much how they're
Has to
treating it.
be.
I
mean,
think so. Unless they find enough during practice that Trey Lance is just a dud. But
Or do they go out and get Aaron Rodgers? Does he pull a Kevin Durant?
that's
That's
That's-
interesting.
Goes to San Fran after losing to San Fran.
I mean, the rumors were they were gonna go for Brady last year.
he loves
Brady's
California.
retired. Brady's gone.
He
No,
loves
no.
California.
The last year after he left New
Oh
England,
yeah.
right? That
Well,
was
I thought Green Bay should have accepted the trade offer San Fran offered them at the draft
Yeah, big time.
because
Wow.
they could have got Kyle Pitts
they
and
would've-
Garoppolo and another first round
And
pick
another first. Like, that's ridiculous.
for this year.
yeah, it would have been insane.
Then they would have been set for the next 5 years because their team's like
Well,
good now. They're not in a rebuild.
Devontae Adams and Kyle Pitts.
What do you do with Robert Tonyan?
Well, he's been hurt the whole year anyways.
Yeah,
Figure it out. You'll figure it out.
it's true
But
too.
yeah, anyways, you got to hand it to San Fran's defense. I don't know. I have no explanation on the offense, but I do know that Aaron Rodgers plays off the running game
It's true.
because you got to get the play action going. They weren't biting on any play action because they weren't running the ball.
I can't remember who said it. Someone said after Mercedes Lewis had a fumble, it's like it kind of shook the whole game, and
Yeah, because he doesn't do that.
it's like
TSN turning point right there.
you got to be able to, handle
Well,
the stuff falling around you.
A lot of guys fumbled too.
Yeah.
The
highlight of the weekend. Let's go.
leave it that. Yeah, Casey
This
Bill,
this is the best football game I've ever watched.
So
hands
good.
down, hands down.
Except if you're a defensive guy and a defensive coordinator.
No. This is football
This
quarterback
is-
play at its finest.
Yeah, that's right. It's true. It is true.
I don't think I've seen any quarterback play as well as Josh Allen and go home this early in the playoffs. It's,
I think I said that game was over about 4 or 5 times in the last 2 minutes. All right, now it's over.
Yeah.
All right, now it's over. No, now it's over.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it was just absolutely incredible.
Gabriel Davis,
Oh my
4 touchdowns,
goodness.
never been done before.
That's insane. It's insane.
yeah, it's hard to conceptualize that because you think of Jerry Rice as having
Yeah, they brought
every
his name up.
record,
Yeah,
every record possible, and this guy just goes and boom, and then
did you see
Worst
him
part-
shake the guy? Like literally broke the guy's ankles.
Oh
That was
man.
amazing. That was
'Cause
amazing.
I was saying, how is this guy this wide open? They go to the replay and the guy's
Just-
ball.
Amazing. He sent oh man. I think when you think of this game, everyone's talking about the overtime rules. Overtime, and how they need to change this, and what do you guys think first?
If it was reversed, KC fans should be saying the exact same thing,
Yeah. Josh Allen said the same thing.
right? Like it I'm not sure what the actual solution is here because
But this is already a compromise.
Yeah, it is playoffs, but football, unlike other sports, you can't like in hockey. You can go down to 3-on-3 and keep the integrity of the game because players are tired, whatever. In football, you can't just go 7-on-7, right? And the whole rest thing becomes a thing. And it's like, I'm not even, I don't know what the competition committee is going to do. I don't even know if they need to do anything, right? As a football team, you should be able to trust your defense to get something, especially in the playoffs, right? You should be able to trust your defense to get a stop.
Especially with 13 seconds left. Just saying.
You squib kick that runs off time.
Yeah, I think that
was a dumb call.
I think. Well, I don't even know if it was the call because McDermott said after the game it comes down to execution. So maybe he did ask, like, we don't kick ball. Like,
yeah.
How do we know that he didn't try to kick it to the 1 yard line? Like, what is the real difference between?
That's fair. But I'd rather.
I do agree that you gotta, especially with Tyreek Hill, he wasn't on the field then. So I don't care who else has the ball.
Yeah.
So you kick it to them, let them take off at least 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's your thought on the overtime, Drew?
Well, I was listening. H.O.F brought something up interesting that I forgot about. That football, like NFL rules, used to be just first points. Like you could just walk down and kick a field goal and win.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
This is actually already a compromise. Like defense, hold them to at least a field goal, and you give your team a chance.
Yeah, that's.
So I don't know. Like the rules are the rules. I obviously in the moment would have liked to see Josh Allen get a chance.
True.
Yeah.
But I think if the Bills went down and scored a touchdown, I wouldn't have wanted Patrick Mahomes to have a chance. Like I was pulling for the Bills for sure.
For sure. I'm just thinking, like, if you think of the next week, right? If this team has to play an extra quarter, it's already on Sunday compared to the team that played on Saturday, right? Like that's already unfair advantage. There's so much risk and injury and all that, right? So I think the defense is an equal part to football, even though the rules are now obviously favoring quarterback and offensive play. But hey, keep it the same. I like it. Stop complaining about it.
Something I was thinking about though, just comparing these two quarterbacks. Like, take away the weapons that they both have. Like, who would you rather start your franchise with? Because I seriously think Josh Allen is the guy.
And if you asked this question last year or even 2 years ago,
it wouldn't even be close.
It's not even close.
Whatever the answer is
wrong. Because I mean,
like I think it's unfair. Like I know Patrick Mahomes is heralded. He's won an MVP. All credit to him, Super Bowl. But look at the weapons that he has. Like he's got one of the best receivers and the best tight end. And like they've got Stephon Diggs on the Bills, but really, like,
it's not the same.
To make Gabriel Davis look that good, like,
for sure.
Does Mahomes do that for any mediocre receivers? Does he make mediocre people look that good? I don't know.
Maybe his mediocre people aren't as mediocre. Who knows?
Tyreek Hill's the fastest guy on the planet. Like,
I know, that's true. That's true. No, I think there's definitely debate there. I'm just saying I don't think you can go wrong with Mahomes or
I just look
Allen.
at the dual threat of Allen. Like, the grittiness of Allen's runs, like, they just give him the ball and say, go get a first down.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big dude, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
did you see him truck? Like, he hurt.
Yeah.
Like, he just.
That was amazing.
I don't know if I texted you, Dan, but I'm like, he just truck sticked that guy, like, from Madden. Like, he just leaned his shoulder into him.
Unreal.
Like,
yeah.
Anyways.
Briefly, let's just talk about defense at the end there, at the end of the fourth quarter. What were your thoughts? Could the Bills have done anything differently?
Well, in the overtime. Or no, fourth quarter, 13 seconds.
I think we talked about it a bit, but...
Well, yeah, I think guarding the sidelines is dumb. They had at least two timeouts.
And they rushed 4 people. Why are they rushing 4?
Makes no sense.
I think you guard the 50-yard line like it is the end zone.
Yeah, 100%. That's it.
No,
So
that's it.
I think
All we
I
know
think
is
it's
that
just heat of the moment, bad decision.
we have another decade of this, and this is so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope.
And throw Herbert in there too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's lots of great quarterbacks now. AFC's loaded with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of that next wave coming through. Let's take a quick peek at next week. We have Rams and San Fran. Thoughts?
It's a wrap. This is a wrap. Jimmy G's going home.
Oh, okay.
Done.
Okay. Wow. That was really quick.
This is the last. This is the last game Jimmy G plays for San Fran.
No, it's hard to count out San Fran in this game because the Rams are a worse version of the Packers, in my mind. Look at Matthew, right? Matthew Stafford's not as good as Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I think that 49ers defense is going to give Matthew Stafford, he's going to be thinking he's back in Detroit.
I don't know. I just think that because it'll be in it's going to be not warm conditions, players are going to be able to.
It's basically a 49ers home game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I think the conditions played a lot actually negatively for the offenses against Green Bay San Fran. So I think the offenses are going to have more success this Sunday or whenever they play, and this leaves the Rams to jump ahead. I don't think Cam Akers is going to fumble the ball twice. And yeah,
I'll give you one number. 6. The Rams have lost to the San Francisco 49ers 6 times in a row.
Yeah, Mike Shanahan has his number.
So while I do see,
that's a lot of times.
A lot of times, right? And I do see that, the Rams are clicking right now for sure. But this defense is going to be healthier than it was last week.
Bosa's a beast.
It's amazing.
I think it's going to be.
And Fred Warner's.
Yeah.
Like, those are 2 of the best defensive players in the league.
And then you toss in that Drew's right. It's basically a San Francisco whole game.
Okay, but that defense on the Rams side is also nasty. Von Miller, Aaron Donald.
Not nasty anymore.
Huh?
Von Miller's not nasty anymore.
Okay, well, he had a nasty game last game.
He wears those hipster glasses, and he's not.
He's an opportunist at this point, Daniel. He's an opportunist.
And Aaron Donald creates those for everybody.
I look for George Kittle to have a huge game.
Yeah, I think so. But
okay, so you guys got 49ers?
I got 49ers.
I'm picking the Rams because last week I picked against the 49ers and they won, so I got to stick with my pick. So I'm picking against the 49ers.
Oh, okay.
I'm picking 49ers low scoring game.
Using sports logic, coach. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
For our picks last week, Drew won the Saturday, I won the Sunday. He won Saturday more than I did because he picked the Bengals. But
so I picked the Bengals. Yeah.
But I had all of Sunday right. So technically, who did better? Me.
I don't think anyone did very well this weekend.
I went 3. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
That's our football talk. We will skip the AFC game just for some sake of time here. But
commercial.
Train to invest. If you're looking for another source of income, if you're looking to find your next challenge in life, if you're kind of at the retirement age, or if you have no idea what to do with your savings in retirements, check us out, www.traintoinvest.com, invest.com, and download our free ebook. See what we're all about, Bible-based way on sharing our faith and helping you grow your retirement and growing your investing and giving you a new outlook on the stock market. A lot of people look at the stock market and they think, hey, it's a bit of a gamble, it's a casino. Well, I challenge that thought 100%. And I can point to all of our clients, many of whom are doing quite well right now and have done quite well for a long period of time. So www.traintoinvest.com, invest.com. Read the free ebook, check us out. Topic number 2. Again, not one of the biggest things that Dan and I are aware about, but that's why we got Drew on board here. MLB Hall of Fame. They closed voting over the last yesterday, right?
Yeah, they finished voting. The only reason I bring this up is because it just seems ridiculous that 2 of the best players of all time are not in the Hall of Fame. Now, I was under the impression that they couldn't get in. Joel found a way that they can sneak in, but yeah, these guys both should have been first ballot Hall of Famers, and the reason why they don't is over steroid use and stuff like that. But they just voted in yesterday David Ortiz on his first ballot. Like it just seems hypocritical. It seems like they've got a grudge against Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. Again, Barry Bonds, just looking at the stats, it's inarguable best player of all time. He has over 400 steals. He has 762 home runs. Like just gold gloves, best defensive player, hitter. How good Barry Bonds was, I don't know if you guys know this, but in a playoff game, they walked him with the bases loaded.
That's an insane story. That's an insane story. I think one of the biggest questions we have to ask ourselves is the MLB Hall of Fame supposed to be judging the morality of baseball?
I don't think they are, because then you'd have to go back to guys like Ty Cobb and all these guys who are terrible. Like,
yeah,
comes out now they're terrible guys, and you'd have to kick them out. No, you judge it on baseball, and this was the era. Call it whatever era you want. Call it the steroid era if you want. But the Hall of Fame is a museum, and how do you have a museum without your leading home run hitter? Roger Clemens has like 5 or 6 Cy Young awards for best pitcher of the year. 2 of them were for the Blue Jays, and
that's right.
He only pitched for them 2 years. And yeah, I just think it's ridiculous. Let them all in.
I agree, and I mean, sure, PEDs, steroids, obviously broke the rules, but let's be honest, they weren't the only ones. And to say that we're taking a hard stance, you're clearly not. David Ortiz was just a DH. I was reading something on ESPN, like his numbers are good, amazing as a DH. They're amazing. But it seems to me, and some of the article writer, his personality and cult following really pushed him in. And it'll be interesting to see as the older voters get phased out and new voters get in, the impact that PEDs will have on their thought process. Alex Rodriguez is the next big name up there.
This was his first year of eligibility.
Right? And he had like, what,
33%.
Yeah. You need 75 to get it.
It's about the same that Bonds and Clemens got on their first ballot.
Right.
And my whole thing is, it was an era of baseball. But I think we need to be honest that era saved baseball. Like,
that's how I started watching a little bit and paying attention.
The
just
late
through
90s,
those guys.
Those home run chases, Mark McGwire, Sammy
that was
baseball.
Big time.
That was much watched TV. McGwire coming up the bat, Sosa coming up the bat, the race. You're right. Like it really saved baseball just because it was boring. Baseball was boring before that. And I'm not saying you got to cheat to make things interesting, but again, everybody was doing it.
Yeah, call it for what it is.
Yeah.
If you want to put them in and say it was during the P, like we have the dead ball era, we have the just call it.
Yeah, be honest.
Whatever you want.
Because I mean, you can always rewrite history the way you want it, but leaving these guys out is a real farce and a fallacy, and
it's a slippery slope, because now that you're letting in guys who have been caught, like what's the line then? Like,
exactly.
They only did it once. Like,
no, agreed. Any thoughts on this, Daniel? Maybe on the morality side, or?
I think you guys hit the nail on the head for pretty much everything. I'm with you, and come on, baseball, let these guys in.
Yeah, make baseball fun again.
Make baseball fun again. I love that.
All right.
All right. Final commercial before we wrap up here.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. This organization's near and dear to my heart because it is called Urban Hope. It is our mentorship program that I got to create here in downtown Toronto. It's an opportunity for kids to learn mentorship skills and put those mentorship skills into play with helping other kids. So it's kids helping kids, and our dear coach over here is starting a basketball program that's going to be helping some kids create some opportunities for some kids that can't afford to play basketball at the next level. And what we're going to do is this Urban Hope program that's created, coach is going to has his coaching staff already. We're just working on getting some gym time once COVID lightens up, and we're going to fundraise every dollar for the kids not to have to pay anything. All they're going to do is put in some volunteer time where a coach is going to teach them on and off the court lessons, and it's going to be a great, amazing opportunity for them. Urban Hope runs with kids and youth as well, and we have different programs that go out throughout the whole year, including summer camps. So if you're interested in contributing to that, you can check out the sportsreverends.com. You can see our sponsors page. You can actually see all the sponsors that we have there, and you can give that way. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Great cause, and not just because we're involved in it, but giving hope to people who need it. Yeah, last topic of the day. It's also kind of interesting that we timed it this way because of the playoff exit, but Aaron Rodgers, lots of stuff surrounding this guy. Whether it's COVID, whether it's retirement, whether it's, his the way he phrases things, kind of gone counterculture, right, to what athletes are supposed to do and say.
Wait, I got this.
Yeah.
There was a convoy of people that are rooting for him to just leave because he wasn't vaccinated. I'll just say it, that they're a convoy of people rooting for Aaron Rodgers to lose because of his vaccination status, including his MVP chances were being slighted because openly there's a MVP voter who said, I'm not voting for this guy because he's a jerk, and I have feelings towards this. It has nothing to do with football. He said, because of his because he didn't get vaccinated, he cost his team a game off, and that disqualifies him from being an MVP. All I know is this, okay? He came with legitimate research, legitimate concerns. He told his whole teammates, he told his organization, and he stood up for what he believes in, and he's still standing up for what he believes in. He was forced to, but he's still doing it, and I respect that. I don't believe in any kind of mandate where someone is putting their body in jeopardy, and that's just how I feel. And so kudos to Aaron Rodgers. I'm sad people are rooting for him to lose because of this decision with his own body. It doesn't affect anyone else, but this is where we're at in this world. A convoy of people want Aaron Rodgers. We're excited Aaron Rodgers exited the playoffs because of that.
Yeah, and it's sad because that's sort of what I thought as soon as the loss happened. It wasn't like, oh, I'm sad my favorite team lost. It's like, oh, what are they going to be saying about him come? And I'm about halfway through the Pat McAfee interview from Tuesday, but yeah, like he's been open and honest the whole time. If people actually took the time to listen to a whole conversation and not just headlines that people pick and choose out of it. Yeah, he's a crusty guy. He's always been crusty with the media, and he's always been counterculture. And I fully respect him for doing what he's doing. And yeah, I hope he stays in Green Bay. That's my last comment.
Here's the thing too, though. Like, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Like, he's not just all of a sudden flipping the script, like you're saying. He's always been crushed with the media. Yeah. And him taking him, and I like what you said about him being forced to expand on his stance. It's nobody's business at the end of the day, right? I know Whitlock was ripping on Tom Brady for not coming out and saying his stance, but it shouldn't matter. Like, if you are stressing about a professional athlete's ability to handle COVID, you are focusing on the wrong thing. Let's go, 99% of all the professionals are in peak athletic condition. If they were to get COVID, it would be very minimal for them. Me having diabetes is a different story. I'm prone to that, so I got to be more careful, right? And what is really strange to me is Big Ben got COVID. He was vaccinated. Did we vilify him? There have been players all across the league who got vaccinated, still got COVID, but they're okay. In the playoffs, the NFL stopped testing. Why did they do that? Vaccinated, unvaccinated, they just stopped testing. Right? It's all, at the end of the day, the NFL doesn't care about your vaccinating status. What they care about is making money. Right? So your political tweets about how Aaron Rodgers should lose because of so and so makes absolutely garbage sense. And this whole conversation about COVID really is a personal matter. And the one more thing that kind of I got from what Drew was saying is, or I think Daniel, sorry, we said the one voter said, "Oh, I'm not going to vote for him because he's unvaccinated." Basically, what's the next step? Oh, I'm not going to vote for him because he's a Republican. I'm not going to vote for him because he's against abortion. Like, you can't bring politics or anything like that into it. You gotta, same thing with the Hall of Fame. You gotta look at what are the stats. If Aaron Rodgers had the best season of anybody in the league, regardless if he's blue, he should be MVP. End of story. And I think you're right, Drew. People are talking about headlines, trying to sell ad space. It's all about who's got the Benjamins at the end of the day.
Yeah, guys, I love that. And, I think there's lots more conversation to be had about this, and pick it up next week with a few other things that I want to add in, because it's all sports related. Now all this sports and politics are mashed. So I think it's time for us to just have some more of these conversations, and, let's share a bit of the other side, because there's usually one side that's being propelled and showed in our media. So I would love to challenge that with you.
I think that's what I appreciate the most about Aaron Rodgers coming out is, like, up until now we had like Kyrie Irving, who it's a little dicey to touch that one. Like,
yeah,
you say you support Kyrie Irving, all of a sudden you're a flat earther, right? Like, so Aaron Rodgers, fully support him. Like, if you listen to that whole interview, like, he went through detail after detail of what doctors he consulted. It wasn't just Joe Rogan. Like, he went through all these medical professionals he consulted with and dealt with the allergy that he had to the the mRNA, and like, I don't know how people can actually listen to him and say, "Oh, he's needs to be vilified." But
it was well thought out and it was meticulous.
Yeah.
And if you disagree, you disagree. That's your right. But like,
and you can tell he's done talking about it. Like, he does not want to talk about it anymore.
And as much as the media has to say on everything, we know that there is a convoy of people that are standing up for what they believe in and not mandates and things like that. So that's something, we can't just, there's one interview I saw where it was TJ Moe on the Whitlock podcast, where he's talking about peer pressure is basically what the scientific study was about. And it was one person and 8 other people, and the 8 other people were given the a multiple. There was all multiple choice. 8 of the other people were given an answer to have, and the one person was able to see it. What happened in that study is that person saw the other people choose the wrong answer in the multiple choice, but yet that person still went for it. When they did the second test, is they had one person change their answer to the right answer of the multiple choices. When one person stood up and chose the right answer, 75% of the people chose. That was the guess. 75% of the people chose the correct answer instead of going with the rest of the crowd. So when we have our voices and stand up, it makes a difference. I've personally tested that in one of my Facebook groups that I'm very frustrated in, and it worked, I think. So that's my challenge to you guys. Challenge to the rest of you guys. Don't be afraid to speak the truth. I don't care about your truth. It's the truth is what the truth is. Okay, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Spicy.
sorry. Getting too intense here, ain't I? I
Go
just,
in
lo-
and-
just
go
love
in and wrap
convoys, all right? I'm just a big convoy guy.
Go Truckers. Go Truckers. My goodness. That's a whole other story.
We stand with you.
Yeah.
I think we're all wearing trucker hats next pod, so let's do it. All right, let's wrap it up, guys. Thanks for another great show. Make sure you guys subscribe and like us right now on the YouTube channel. You can actually give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Go ahead and do that. And we're going to be back next week. A bunch of fun topics, and we're going to get into it again. So thanks again. Stay tuned, and peace out, world.
Peace.